bird on a tree.
Well, following on from the last video,
I'm just sitting.
I was completely wrong, and within about 10 minutes of finishing the last video, I got a text to say that the floodgates were open, and so we're all on the move, which is a bit nerve-wracking because it is, you know, there's quite a flow down there. However, we're off, but I've got to get all the mud off the bikes first, so we're just going to do that, and then we're going to go and see what's happening down there. Well, we've just seen the first boat come up, so I'm going to go down to the front of the boat and stick the GoPro on the front so I can take you with me and see how we get on down there.
Like a bird on a tree. I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be great outdoors, forever free. Sometimes you need to go, take a step back to see the truth around you. From a distance you can tell. You and me were meant to be outdoors, forever free. You and me, meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
In the end, this was the trickiest bit, as the river coming under the bridge pushed me right into the bank. Well, today's the next day, it's Saturday. What a difference a day makes. The river has dropped loads. It's lower and slower. A lot of debris mounting up behind that bridge there. And there's the hidden tree over there too. And we're just going for a walk around the wetlands, the marshlands, around into the back of Alrewas, which turns out to be a really lovely village. Another boat coming up. This is the corner I nearly got pinned onto yesterday, but it wouldn't happen today. We're just going through these woodlands on our walk, and I'm keeping an eye out for wild garlic because I've got no pesto made yet, and I've just spotted all of this. It's everywhere, and it's a very invasive species called Himalayan balsam. You always find it along waterways, everywhere. That will be right up there in the summer, very high, a couple of meters, something like that. It's slightly problematic because the river has obviously overflowed here during the flooding, because there's all debris here that's been floated on, and so the path has disappeared. And we're trying to follow the OS because it's never usually wrong, but we can't see where we're supposed to be going. There's still a lot of water around, so this is interesting. Sort of blindly walking towards the road that we've got to cross at some point. Mind you, how lost can one get? Famous last words. Henry's scoping out. We've got to cross that road over there, but we can see a lot of mud and water over there. Well, thwarted. We're going to try and find our way through there. There's been a lot of talk recently about the fact that farmers can't plant their fields up because how wet it is, and you can see it here in this field. Too wet to plant and too wet to plough, just soggy. That's where we should have come out. But actually, it's very wet on the other side. Onwards. Found it. Just got to get across now. Made it. There's a lot of runoff over there. Nearly stepped on him. We've got a problem. That's the path. And although we've got walking boots on, we don't have wellies on. We might have to try to see if we can skirt along the railway bridge. Do you think we could run up alongside that line of trees that goes around?
Yeah, I was wondering that.
Because this isn't looking doable unless we climb up on the railway track.
Yeah, there's another issue here. You can't actually see an edge there. So.
No, I don't want to get wet. Okay, let's see if we can find a way over there. Right, dry path over there, ditch full of water here, Henry bringing up the rear there. Just got to figure out how to get across that ditch. Or keep going through here. Maybe this was thrown to the last person who tried to get through here. I found a life buoy over here, H. Just when we found a spot where we can get over, we've come across a huge thicket of raspberries. So near and yet so far. Henry's feet are soaking.
That don't matter anymore.
We made it! Oh God! Well done. Oh, bloody hell. Let's see if we can find the original footpath now. Phew! Oh my God, there it is. Whew. That is the hardest walk I don't think that this railway line is actually in use. We haven't seen anything along here the whole time we've been. Oh no, look, there's loads of grass and stuff up there. We could have climbed up and walked along it. No, there was actually quite a river underneath it, so I just hope that the rest of it's clear now. Oh, what's that for then?
I think it's an old gallows, isn't it?
A what?
Gallows for hanging people.
Oh, very funny. What, hanging them in the well?
I don't know, it may well have been some sort of drain plug of some description, perhaps. It's obviously fairly heavy duty.
Yeah. Yeah, well, much as I like cold water swimming, I don't fancy that anyway. Ah, welcome to the National Memorial Arboretum. Well-behaved dogs and owners. Well, this is rather nice. Look at all the fresh tips on there. What a beautiful contrast. And it's lined with beehives. Oh, spiritualists. I don't really understand what this is. Spiritualists National Union. That's quite disturbing. I can't see any notice as to what it represents. What's this? I think that's for a tree. Oh yeah, no, that's not it. Now here we go. The Pity of War, dedicated to all of the nameless, voiceless and forgotten civilians who have died or have been affected by war and conflict. Wow, this is just amazing. That's my sort of art. All the trees in here seem to be memorial trees, and this copse here are all planted for children. There's lots of little teddy bears and their names. This is a really nice place and totally unexpected. We had no idea it was even here. And running alongside it is the River Tame, which used to be one of the most polluted rivers in the country, but it's been restored and now has otters in it. This is really cool. Women's Land Army and the Women's Timber Corps. Well, we seem to have done it backwards, but this is where we walked into and it's brilliant. I would totally recommend it. And now we're coming into the back of Alrewas, and it's really charming village. I'll show you some nice bits as we walk back to the boat. Our first stop is the Bank Coffee House, which we visited yesterday, and we're hoping they've got some cheese scones left. Well, they did have scones and we've eaten them, and now we're going over to the butcher's. Established 1867, look at that. And they do veg. Plenty of pubs, and here's one of them. And we're back at the canal. Our boat's just along there, so go and find it. Well, we've had a great 4 days in Alrewas. We've loved it here. It's a really nice place. But we've got to move on just a little bit to Fradley Junction. The weather's terrible. It's really squally. We've had sunshine, a few flakes of snow, hailstones, gale force winds, the lot today, but it literally is a couple of miles to go. So I'm going to say bye for now. See you on the next video. Please subscribe. Thanks for watching and have a good week, everyone. Okay, bye.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here